welcome to my sewing room. I'm Tia and this is Dorset.Threads. Hi there, happy Sunday, glad you can join me. I'm looking a bit dishevelled. We've had the grandchildren overnight, so I'm a bit weary and yeah, a few bags under my eyes, but yeah, it was all good fun. So I've got my comfies on today. This is just a very old make. It was a kit from, I think, Guthrie Ghani. It was one of their kits for the Page Hoodie by Chalk and Notch. So you've got your hood here with your drawstring, with your little grommets. This is quite the cropped version, so this is as it came from the pattern. I generally now make it a bit longer. Got the draw cord here, and yeah, it's just a really comfy make. And I've just got that on with some old black trousers, some old black trousers that I had in my wardrobe. So I'm in my comfies today after, you know, a late night and early morning, let's say, with the little ones. I think I shared last time that I was making a little outfit or outfits for my grandsons, and I'd made a start and I'd begun to make a hoodie for the little one, and I'd chosen actually the mini version of this pattern, which was the Chalk and Notch Page hoodie, and I'd made it up with the See You at 6 fabric, the lovely woods green with the doggies on it. I ended up with a few mutant dogs on the hood where I'd sort of misjudged where the seams was going to be. But yeah, I had some feedback that I was best to leave it alone, and I think I agree. So I've kept that as is, and I wanted to make some little joggers to match to go with that. I'd recently got the Hudson Pants pattern by True Bias, a pattern I've made up for myself in the adult version, and they do a mini version for children from 2 years up, and I decided that I would go with that. So I made those up recently. I don't have those here with me now because actually, as I said, we had the boys overnight and I've sent him home. We took him home in that outfit, although I will put some footage here. I did manage to sort of get him to stay still for 5 seconds so that I could get a little clip of him and show you guys. And then I wanted an outfit for the littlest guy in the same fabric but not exactly the same, and this time I decided to go for the Alex sweatshirt by Suko by Susanna, who's on Etsy. That's where I got the pattern from, and it's a really good pattern because it's a sweatshirt for children, but you have colour blocking options, hood or not options, length options, whether you want a tie at the bottom, I think it is, or a hemband, if I believe that's right. Let me just check. Oh no, it's elastic at the bottom or ribbing at the bottom. And as part of the pattern, you can download a sheet of paper here that gives you all the options. So you can see you can have colour blocks or just strips of complementary colours going across either 2 bands or 1 band, only on the bodice or also on the sleeve. There's one that I've coloured badly from a previous make, but it's quite a good way of visualising what you want to make. So I cut that out and I only had a certain amount of the doggy fabric. I decided to put a strip of the contrast across the 3 little doggies on the front, and then it would just have the plain sleeves and the ribbing and no hood, so relatively plain but with this lovely doggy insert across this. I was so intent on cutting this with the small amount of fabric that I had left, because I'd also cut out some joggers previous to this, that I actually completely missed. So I actually managed to cut it out without cutting the back bodice. So you can't really make a sweatshirt without the back panel, can you? So I was sitting on the fence about what I could do with that. Was I just going to bin it off, try and match with some other fabric that I had? I went online and tried to look to see if I could get any more of the plain green, but I did manage to get some towards the end of the week, and I will elaborate on that shortly. So I made the Brindle and Twig modern joggers, which I've made many times before for both of them, and as you can see, they're quite a slim fitting little bottom with your slash pockets and your patch pockets on the back. You can have knee patches, either matching or contrast, and then you can either have them hemmed or with the little cuffing at the bottom. So to tie them in with the top, which didn't have much doggies on it, I decided to put the doggies on the knee patches, the slash pockets, and I've kind of done a comical long dog here in one pocket and out the back, and then one on the back pocket. So all together, once this is made up, it will be a nice little matchy outfit for the littlest guy. So hopefully I can get that done soon, because as I said, I've already given the first outfit to the little guy. So the littlest one needs his matchy outfit too to carry on with. The next thing on my list to do was to finish off the cubic bag that I showed on my previous video that had the binding left to do on the outside edge where the zip pulls, and I was struggling to get that finished off, and I couldn't get my head around, and I had quite a few comments with some advice of how to attach the binding. I did attach the binding and it is finished, but it wasn't until I was sharing with my friend, my make, who'd also made the bag before, that I realised that one of the reasons why I was having such issues was, in actual fact, I hadn't read the instructions properly. I thought I had read the instructions, but I hadn't. I had glossed through, seen the photos, seen the pictures and thought, I know how to do that, and I was wrong. So the binding, now thinking about it, is obviously supposed to be on the inside of the bag. So when you shut the bag, it's all enclosed, nice and neat. I had actually sewn it up with the binding on the outside, which is not how it's designed to be. So I'm guessing that it would have been simpler if I'd done it the correct way. So this is the finished bag. In actual fact, it's not a disaster. The binding is along here. I've put a little label here on this one, this side. Don't know if you can see properly. If you do it like that, there you can see the binding is slightly protruding like this. So I can open it. As I say, it opens right out. So he can put all his bits and bobs on a table. So it opens up like this. And then he's got his pouch pocket, his slip pocket. I've hand stitched these side panels to the sides, but the binding was supposed to be in this section here, so it would be hidden. There, you know, it's there, but it's hidden. Whereas actually mine is on the outside. But I did manage to get not too bad a finish on it. I don't know if you can see, because obviously it's black. And what I did was I took the advice of beginning at one end and stitching as close as I could, because you've got the zip pull. So stitching to the zip pull, finishing off with some hand stitching, and then doing the same the other side, and then making sure that when I came to this centre again to hand stitch, it obviously enclosed this seam here, and I had a nice finish with no raw edges. It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. It's definitely handmade, and I think he'll be happy with it regardless. But yeah, so it holds its shape really well. And once it's got some bits and bobs in it, it's going to be really handy. So hopefully he'll be happy with that. So thanks for all the advice on the last vlog about it. And next time I will endeavour to actually read the instructions and follow the instructions. She says this, will she? But you know how I mean. I will try. On the note of bags, I actually did sew up another bag. Get me. I took part in the Autumn Bag Challenge, which is run by Studio 77, which is the brainchild of Emma Brassfield, who was a previous costume maker for films and TV and has turned her hand to making bags, designing bags, producing bag patterns. And she has a fantastic club on Facebook, really helpful, and she runs a bag challenge. It's usually a spring one and an autumn challenge. She does the bag maker's box that I've shared in previous videos, where you get items to put in your stash towards making bags. And yeah, she does these challenges where you sign up to be part of it. It's totally free. She releases the supplies list that you're going to need for the bag, and then from a certain date she does a live video that you can also watch at a later date within a certain amount of time to follow along and sew up your bag. And then there's sort of a well done, you finished party on Facebook where people share their bags and she celebrates, you know, everyone finishing their bag and things like that. So this bag is the Studio 77 Challenge tote bag, and finished bag looks like this. So this was some wonderful wax, African wax cotton that I had in my stash. I didn't know what to do with. I only had 1.5 meters of it. I think I originally bought it years and years ago with a view to making a skirt and never got round to doing it. And it's just sat there in my stash with a please use me look on its face. And I had some cotton poplin that I'd bought. I had some cotton poplin that I'd bought to use for bag lining, so that was perfect. used some of the items from previous bag making boxes. So I had this lovely rainbow zip, and I think I'd got this matching rainbow zip pull somewhere along the lines. And yeah, so made the lovely tote bag. It's got a pocket either side. It's got box corners, very flash box corners. It's got an interior pocket that I used the same fabric with. Put a little cheeky ooh la la label. Ooh la la. Yeah, you'll definitely see me coming in this. Ooh la la. And yeah, so it's also got your lining. I've got random things in it. Got your lining and its box corners inside there. And I just thought that's a substantial bag with mainly using items that I had in my stash. I think I just had purchased the webbing in the right length and whatnot, and followed along and came up with this bag. And I do love it. I have used it, and yeah, I'm really pleased with that. So that was another makeup that I got finished this week, and I'm really super happy with that one. I've got my hoodie on. I've been thinking about what else I want to make in the coming season. So I have ordered some fabric that has come through, and I've also, as I said, been over to the fabric shop, Beyond the Pink Door fabric shop, and got some lovely things. And one of the fabrics that I had come, I shared it on my Instagram actually, is this lovely baby cord. Hopefully it's coming up. It's got a very small cord detail, and it's quite medium, I would say medium weight fabric. And I'd gotten this from Beyond the Pink Door, and I just love the colour. It's coming up a bit purpley, but it's a real marine blue. Yeah, hang on. If I put a white against it, maybe it'll come up. Yeah, it's a real marine blue, and I ordered a couple of meters of this with a kind of vague idea that I might make some trousers, because a lot of my trousers are either a little bit too big now or very summery and not really going to be ideal for going into the winter. So that was my initial starting off point. And then the fabric came, and I thought, do you know what, this would make a really nice button-up shirt. Got plenty here to make a long sleeved one. So I had a look, and I decided on the Friday pattern Butano button-up. I think that's how you pronounce it. Let me just grab the pattern, which looks like this, but the line drawings show it like this. So the main difference with this shirt is that you can have this neckerchief, you can see, going under the collar, and actually you have loops under the collar to hold it there. And you can obviously have it like this, and you can style it, still wear it open, or you can have it so it's closed and things like that. That didn't really appeal to me, to be fair. And I hadn't really thought about this pattern until I saw a friend wearing hers. I saw her in it, and it looked shop bought. I didn't realise she'd made it until she said, and I asked her what pattern it was, and then I realised what it was. So yeah, so this is the design that I'm going for. So I had a look in my stash, and I found this lovely cotton poplin that I'd gotten from a previous Beyond the Pink Door Think Pink subscription box. It's actually a Lady McElroy. I think it's called Suzette. It's a cotton poplin, and I had 2.5 meters, so I had plenty of fabric to play around with. And actually this is my remnant. I've got a fair chunk left, so I cut that out with just the reduced length in the bodice and the sleeves, and I cut that out, and I went to a Sew and Social on Saturday. So it's the one that I regularly go to, that is in Southampton, run by Claire and Stacey Harper. So I went there, met my friends, and cracked on with that. I've managed to make up the main body of the shirt. So you've got the front here. I don't know if this is coming over very clear, because it all just looks very busy, obviously. Haven't put the sleeves on yet. I've got the, let me see, the pleat in the back here. There is a locker loop. And I've just started putting on the collar stand, and then obviously I need to attach the collar. And I think once you've got the collar on, then it's a case of dealing with the sleeves and sewing up the side seams. So we are getting on with that. So if this one fits the way I want it to, I will absolutely crack on with the baby cord, because I don't want to waste waste the precious fabrics. I mean, you could say this is precious fabric, but you've got to make a decision at some point, haven't you? So yeah, I'm really looking forward to making up the marine blue baby cord. Andrea does have quite a few baby cords come into the shop now. What with it being winter, she had a really good selection, and obviously she's got the marine blue, but she's also got a red, a rose colour, and she's got patterned ones as well, whether it be floral or sort of more abstract. So she's got a real selection there. But I thought I need to crack on with that one and get that made up. And then obviously I'm going to share with you what I bought when I went to the shop on Thursday. Andrew's shop's open on Thursday and Friday, so I decided to go over on Thursday and go and have a look round. There's, you know, I just love going over, stroking the fabrics, seeing the weight of them, seeing the colours up nice and close, having a lovely chat. And yeah, of course, I came away with quite a few purchases. I've got a fair old bag here with quite a few bits in it. So on the live that Andrea did on YouTube last Sunday, or Sunday just gone, she does one at 7 o'clock most weeks, unless she's got something going on, to show what comes into the shop and answer any questions about the colour, the drape, the quantities, the price of what's in her shop. And it's a really good way of finding out what is there. She had on a cardigan in a lovely pink colour that she'd made up, and it was like a textured material. And when I went over to the shop, I saw that she also had it in this lovely cobalt blue. I recently made up a Blackwood cardigan in a lilac-y colour, and I wanted one that was a blue colour because I wear a lot of blue, and I saw this and I liked the texture and I liked the way that it was hanging. Obviously Andrea's looked fantastic, so yeah, I decided to get this. And this one is called a textured cotton sweater knit. It's got a 30% widthwise stretch. It's kind of a medium weight, 260 GSM. And yeah, so it's got a bit of stretch, but it's got this lovely texture on the right side. Hopefully you can see that. But it's not super heavyweight. I'm thinking that if I make another little short cardigan, this will go over the top of sleeves or short sleeves. And I won't get too stuffy and hot, but it will be that extra bit of warmth that I want now that the weather's turned cooler. It's not stiff. It's really nice and soft. And so yeah, that was my first purchase that I got. Staying on the blue themed, I couldn't resist getting more of the funfetti viscose in this blue, what's called sapphire colourway. I've made a dress, a Rita dress, earlier in the year out of this, and I just love the way that the colours pop on the blue background. And yeah, I have plans for this, but not that I'm going to share right at the moment, but it was part of my little fabric haul. I obviously wear a fair amount of blue and pink and mauve and those sort of colours, so I decided to go for this fabric. Oh, it's so super drapey. And this one is called Urban Pastel, and it is definitely giving urban vibes, kind of with buildings and cityscapes type vibe to it, but it's in the lovely pastel-y colours that I do love. And it's a viscose jersey. It's a Stuff of Denmark fabric, and it's got a fair amount of stretch in it, and I just think this is going to be really nice as a layering piece. So I can have this as kind of a long sleeved top, some kind of long sleeved top, t-shirty type top, again to wear with plain bottoms, and then I can always add a sweatshirt or a little cardigan on the top. So I guess I went down a I love the blue rabbit hole because I couldn't resist this one when I saw it. I've seen other people have purchased this, other ambassadors for the shop have got snapped it up, and it's this lovely Stuff of Denmark jersey. It's a cotton jersey. It's meadow cornflower. It's a cotton elastic. It's got a 4-way stretch. It's got this great big, and it's got this big design of these florals on it, but it's kind of a bit different of a floral. And I just really love this. And again, it's going to be ideal for a layering piece. So if I have, again, this, but it will give me a little bit of warmth, but not too much for this time of year. Yeah, and that one's really lovely. And she's got quite a lot of cotton jerseys in now with different designs on them. So it is really just down to your taste, but the colours are so vibrant. I just love them. So I couldn't resist buying that one either. And obviously I'm going to share my makes. I'm more than happy to share my makes for all the bits and bobs that I've been buying and getting hold of and purchasing. And yeah, so that one will hopefully be on the cards soon, because I just really love that. And then the other thing that I was looking at was all the buttons that she has over at the shop. And I was thinking, on the marine blue, these silver buttons would actually look quite nice. Ooh, throw it on the floor. So I picked up some of these. They're kind of a silvery colour. Also picked up some buttons from, she's got these tubes with all different selection of buttons in different colours, different sizes. And I saw some silvery coloured ones. They're quite small. I'll tip some out in my hand and see if I can show you. So these are only 10mm. They're quite dinky, and these metal buttons come in different colourways. So you've got nickel gold, silver and rose gold, but instead of having the silver ones, which I thought might be blingy, these ones I thought would be a bit more subdued on a nice shirt or blouse. So yeah, I picked those up. So I picked up those, 60p, you know, and I thought, well, they're ideal for the stash, so I need to pop them away, make sure I don't lose or forget about them. But those ones I'm thinking I might use on the button-up shirt. Obviously, until I make it up and lay them on exactly on the fabric, I don't 100% know. I'm thinking of putting on the blue fabric, and I thought that might look quite good, and it'd be something different. So yeah, it's really great to be able to choose out the individual elements that you want, the fabrics, the embellishments, the buttons and whatnot. So yeah, I was really pleased with my little haul that I got from her shop. So I nearly forgot to tell you, I alluded to the fact that this project was stuck in the mud because I stupidly had forgotten to cut out the back bodice. Got the sleeves, I've got the hemband, matching ribbon, all of the things to go with his little trousers, but I had forgotten to cut a back bodice. When I went over to the shop and spoke to Andrea, I asked her, oh, have you got any more of the See You at 6 French Terry? I know that she had stocked the See You at 6 French Terry and had this collection in, and she wasn't sure she had it. I came home and, you know, was delighted what I bought. And then later on, Andrea messaged me that she had found some matching green French Terry, the See You at 6 French Terry. So he will indeed have his little doggy top with the back. It's been sent out to me. I bought it, and just enough to finish off the little outfit. So yeah, I'm really pleased that I will be able to move forward with this, and that he will have his little outfit, including the back panel. Thank you, Andrea. So I was really pleased with a little haul from her shop, and yeah, I was super pleased with what I had, and I got plans for most of these things. Obviously, as one of the ambassadors, I'm more than happy to share what I've bought and what I'm making and my thoughts and feelings going forward. Yeah, I'm super pleased to get my little haul and to get on with what I want to make up in those things. I'm still thinking about what I want to make with the subscription box fabric. September's Think Pink box, which you can sign up and get each month and have a nice surprise, which it was, different colourways, and makes you think about what you actually want to make and will wear with what comes through in your box. And if the Botano button-up shirt turns out well, then I think this might be an option, as I said previously, to make this one up in a shirt, because with the blue accent on there. That will be very easy for me to pair up with other items in my wardrobe, and I think that might be a winner. There are some other things on the cards, obviously, exciting things going forward that I will share with you when I can. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. So I've got plenty of sewing done, I've got plenty of sewing to do, and plenty of plans going forward of things that I want to do and make and aspire to show you. So hopefully you've enjoyed my little vlog and my makes and enjoyed the fabrics that I've shown you. And I will be back this time next week probably. I find that the Sundays will probably work better for me going forward to have the time to film and show you what I've been up to this week. Got any comments about the fabrics or my plans going forward, then please let me know what your thoughts are, and if you have also bought any of these fabrics or think you might well do, and what your plans for the patterns to make up, because you now have to think of all the patterns that are kind of for the autumn winter, don't you? You know, the sundresses and the little skimpy tops and short sets are kind of on the back burner again for next year, and then we're bringing ahead the warm and cozy makes for the cooler weather. So thank you for joining me on my vlog, and if you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up and consider, you know, a subscription. If it's something you want to see again, you get a notification when I've got another vlog out, and I will endeavour to share my makes around my sewing adventures with you next time. So until then, goodbye.